Everybody doing all right? Are we all good? Yeah? Let's make a little cheer. Are you all having a lovely day? Yeah, yeah. Whoa, he don't need a mic. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm loving it here today, although I have just been mauled by a little kitten called Eric, but I'll be all right. We've had some brilliant speakers already, and I knew the next speaker would be very popular. I can tell by the amount of people here already. So we're going to have a bit of a demonstration now. We're going to talk all things grooming, how to look after your cats, keep them looking fantastic, as you are as well, our next speaker.
Thank you so much.
We've already spoken, we met earlier today, and honestly, what an enthusiastic, lovely woman you're about to listen to, and of course her crew. I would say Tania's team, but they want to be called your crew.
My crew.
The crew. So I'm going to leave it over to Tania and her crew. Enjoy.
Wow, that's a great way to start. Thank you so much. My name's Tania Murray. We're talking about grooming talk, and the two kittens on the very end in the photo are telling each other to run because it's grooming time. The most important thing about grooming is you have to start early, preferably with kittens, so you build their confidence, right? The other thing to remember is if you've got an older cat that you've rescued, you don't know its history. Grooming is about building that process, and the process is about a relationship and building that relationship. The three principles for me are grooming is about the process you use to groom, the timing, picking the right time to groom at the right time to groom when your cat's most relaxed, and the tools that you can use. And I'm going to help you today understand some of those tools that you can use, but I don't want to spend the entire session talking about PowerPoint. I want to get to the cats. That's what we're here for, right? Yeah? Everybody with me? Okay. You'll find this session interactive. I'm not going to pick on anyone, so don't worry, but this is about you learning as much as you can. I've been showing for 30 years. I've been breeding for 26 years. I am passionate about all things cats. When I first started, I had nowhere to go for cat advice on grooming. It was either the vets or a groomer. A lot of the things you can do yourself, but it's about you building your confidence as you grow. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the supermodels of the cat world. And the reason why we've got these four cats is because they're all different. We have the glamorous Persian, who's, you know, one of the most outstanding Persians shown today. He's just a stunning example of the breed. Very glamorous cat, not an easy breed to take on. Then we move across to our ragamuffin friend, who's an adorable ragamuffin, really famous for those lovely markings and that beautiful round head. This is classed as a semi-long hair. So we have a long hair, we have a semi-long hair. The coat texture is very different, so therefore the way you groom them is going to be very different. Then we move on to our naked friend, the Sphinx. The most adorable cat. You have to know a Sphinx to love it. So that's our magnificent Sphinx. And then we have a lovely pedigree pet, because grooming is not just about pedigrees, it's about your cats. Whether if they're pedigrees, non-pedigrees, long hair, short hair, medium coat, or naked. And we've got Caro there with her beautiful non-pedigree. I don't know his name. Knuckleavy. Knuckleavy. There we go. I always say blame the parents if you don't like the name. We'll be blaming that one on you. So the first part of the presentation is hands up who loves cats. Fantastic. I love your enthusiasm there. Well done at the front. Hands up those of you that think this cat needs moderate grooming. A lot of grooming to a moderate groom. Okay, that's great. Hands up those of you that think does this breed need grooming? I like it. Hands up those that think our naked friend here, the Sphinx, does he need grooming? Okay, so now you're just being clever and smart, because you're the first audience I've ever had in all the years I've done this to put your hand up for a Sphinx. Well done, they do. Hands up those of you that think our short-haired non-pedigree, does that need grooming? Okay. I love that. Every cat needs grooming. So our naked friend, although they don't have the fur, they have a skin that can go very oily. So they do need a regular bath. They also need their ears cleaning, their nose cleaning, and their eyes cleaning. The same with our non-pedigree friend here right at the end. Again, the best grooming tool to use, and don't laugh, is this. Anyone have a pair of these at home? Okay, so now I know who washes up and who doesn't. A pair of gloves are one of the best tools you can use for grooming, because what you're going to do is the rubber creates static against the coat, and as you run your hands through it, it loosens any dead coats that come out. So you don't need to have a lot of money to look after your cat. You just need some household items. Another great grooming tool is toothbrush. So you would use this around the face. If you've got a very nervous cat that doesn't like being grooming, you can start to build that relationship with your cat. So a toothbrush is ideal for just on the front of the head, around the back of the ears, so they get used to the sensation. How many of you have watched your cats groom themselves? Yeah, you really are a smart audience. I'm not going to get away with anything here. If you notice when a cat grooms itself, it will clean the inside of its paw and go over. And then it will clean the inside of the paw and go over its ears. And then its muzzle, and then its eyes, and then full head. They always start from the head and then work their way down the body. Very seldom will you see a cat grooming where they'll start at the end. They normally start at the top. And that's because they're very, very clean creatures, cats. So when they're grooming themselves, they'll start at the head and work their way down. The best position to groom a cat is with the cat in front of you, preferably on a table, and you stood behind it. If you groom a cat head on and you're eye level, that can be seen as confrontational. So your best bet is to groom with the cat in front of you. Start with the head and then work your way down the body. The other thing to remember is that a cat's skin is like tissue paper. The skin is so sensitive it can tear. And I don't know any times if you've groomed a cat and you've seen where the skin bruises, you see like a speckled black, and it's not flea dirt, it's where the bruising has happened within the skin of the cat. So again, you would always remember that what you're grooming from the head and you're grooming down. If you've got a cat that doesn't enjoy being groomed, then you would start with the head, maybe leave it a couple of days, then go back later in the week, and then groom again, maybe the back. Most sensitive part of a cat. Does anyone know where the most sensitive part of a cat is to groom? Okay, it's the tummy. The tummy area is really sensitive on a cat. In the wild, when a cat rolls over and shows you its belly, dogs do it as a form of trust. I trust you, I'm going to show you my belly. Cats do it to catch you out. So what a cat will do is it will show you its belly. And if you do this and rub its belly, you'll often see the back legs come up and they kick with their back legs. Front paws round the front, and then the back legs kick. They do that because that's how they kill in the wild, and that's a rough form of playing. So if you want to groom your cat, don't start with the belly. Leave that till the very last, because that's the most sensitive part. I then want to talk about timing, when to groom a cat. Does anybody know when the best time to groom a cat is? No? The best time to groom a cat is not when they're doing this, okay? If your cat's got the zoomies or it's hanging from your curtains, my advice is don't attempt to groom it. You won't get the job done. The most relaxed state for a cat to be groomed is when it's sleeping. So when your cat's relaxed and it's sleeping, you can again start with a little bit of grooming on the head, rest it, and then go back and groom the body, then go back and do the tail last. He's making a liar out of me now because he's not kicking with his back legs. He's performing. So relaxed state is the best time to groom. Using the right tool for the right size of cat. You would be amazed the amount of times that I have somebody that's got a kitten and they'll have a comb like this. Does anyone know which? This is a comb. Before we brush, we always comb a cat. We don't go straight to a brush, we comb first. Can anybody guess which grooming comb this would be great for on these cats? Which cat is suited to this comb? Those of you think number 1, put your hands up. Those of you that think number 2? Okay. Number 3, our naked friend. I love your enthusiasm for the naked friend as well. And number 4? Okay, so this is ideal for our long-haired friend. It's long enough to cover the length of coat that you're going. So if you wanted to groom a kitten with this, it's going to take you a very long time. Kitten's going to get wiggly, it's going to be moving around. So ideally, for this size cat, we're going to be looking, so for Caro's cat on the end, this is a great size tool. Also for our semi-long hair friend, this is the size grooming tool that you want to use. Baby kittens, a little baby soft bristle brush. Baby kittens, to start, you want the experience to be enjoyable. So you start grooming around the head and down the back, and you give a little treat first, little groom, little treat, little groom. So you build that reward process up as you go, and you're building trust. The other critical thing to remember is if you've got a cat that's got knots, and this is where you need to be very, very careful, what you're going to do is you're going to take, actually this one, so this tooth comb here, we got that, can we see that? Can you all see that on the screen? The teeth on this rotate. So the reason why they rotate is that they go through the coat, the teeth rotates, and it removes the dead hair, but it can also start to split your knots. And if you've got a knot, what you'll do is you'll start from the very end. So this is our coat. You'll start from the very end, and what you'll start to do is, with the very last tooth, you're going to split it into sections, bit by bit. And then with your fingers, you're going to split it and tear it apart. And then you're going to use the comb again to then gently pull that knot out. That might take you 2 or 3 days to do. The other tool that you can use is really good, is these two tools. So this has got very sharp teeth, almost like scissor teeth, and this one is the shorter one. And again, you're going to go from the very end where the knot is and just gently sink it and twist it and pull it. And you're going to keep doing that until you've got enough of the knot split that you can then tease and pull out. Is everybody still with me? We're still in the same process. I love it. That's great. Thank you. A lot of people talk about clipping claws. What's really important on clipping claws, I spoke about the right size tool, the right size clippers. So for a bigger cat, I breed Maine Coons. This is great. It's about the right size for a Maine Coon. You could also maybe use that on a Persian and on our semi-long hair friend. On a Sphinx, which one? Okay. And then Caro maybe for your, yeah? Perfect. So that's about the right size. So when you think about your grooming process, reflect on the size of the cat you're trying to groom and use the right size tools that match that cat, because then you'll get the process spot on. And I will say that during the presentation, if any of our cats appear upset or I'm worried about them, they will go straight back in their cages and they'll go to their resting area. As much as we want to do a grooming talk, the cats come first. So welfare is so critical, so the cats come first. So if you see them going back, this is why the owners are handling them. The owners are in control of their cat, and their cats are the priority. She's having a chip, okay. The other thing, sometimes people use a talcum powder on a coat, and you'll see them open the talcum powder, and what they'll do is they will pull the whole talcum powder out, and then they'll throw it all over the coat. And you can't do that. So if you're going to use talc, traditionally you would use talc under the arms, you'd use it in the bikini area and maybe around the little back end area, trying to be as polite as possible. What you would do with your talc is you're going to put it in your hand, you won't put it in the cat, you're going to rub it together, then you're going to clap your hands to get the excess out. Can you see how much has come out? Could you imagine if you didn't do that first? You've just put all that around your cat. Your cat's going to ingest it, which can then cause upper respiratory problems and lung infections. We don't want to do that. What we're then going to do, I'm going to very sneakily come behind him. What you're then going to do is, with the talc on your hands, you're just going to very gently dab it on the coat. So you're just going to damp it in the areas that he may need this. So we're just going to very, very gently, with both hands, just massage that in. Just imagine he's having a manicure in a spa right now. So your talcum will begin here, around the face, and then with the excess you can go down your back like this, and then along the tail. Remembering what I said, always starting from the head and then working your way down the body. The direction of which you brush a cat is really important. So we talk about the head. We're going to go downwards in the direction. So what you're going to do is going to hold the ear over and you're going to go down. Hold the other ear over and go down. Around the head, and then one hand down on the fur, comb. One hand down, comb. You're going to break it into sections until you reach the end of the comb. What you shouldn't do is start here and pull the comb all the way through the coat. There's different sensitive areas of the cat that then can upset them. And then underneath, the biggest part of grooming a cat is underneath where they get quite knotty. So if you have him for me for a minute, will he come up with his front paws?
Just stand like that? Or you want this back?
Oh, perfect. So what we're going to do, if we can turn him around that way to face the audience, we're going to hold the arm up and we're going to brush down. When we come to this part, there's a pouch and it's in a V shape. Do not push your comb all the way down to hit the pouch because it'll hurt the cat. When you reach this part of the cat, you're going to turn the comb this way and separate the pouch and go in between the legs outwards. So you're going out, out, and then you're going down until you get to here. Thank you. He's a very good grooming model. Yeah. So I spoke about the toothbrush. So let's just show you the toothbrush. Cats love under their chins normally as well. Do you like your chin? You do. So with the toothbrush, this is how you're going to build up your relationship, and you can see he's loving life at the minute. He's taking it all in and enjoying it. So again, just around the face, just on the areas that they like. There we go. Yes. Nail brush is also good. Thank you. Nail brush is also good, just to get them used to the sensation. This is just about building the relationship and building the confidence between you and your cat. So there we go. Thank you. He's been so good, hasn't he? He's been amazing. What I would like to do is just have our Persian, Candice. Could we have his graciousness on the centre table? So, the thing about Persians, they look so grumpy, but they're really not. They really are the most delightful cats. And, I mean, this is a labour of love. This is weekly bathing every 10 days. Every fortnight this coat takes, and if you could feel your hands through this coat, they are just gliding through the coat. The reason why I'm using the Persian to show you the final grooming part of the demo is I want to show you how to, you've done the basics, we've got the tools right, we've talked about the timing, we've talked about building the relationship. But say he was going into a show ring and we wanted to jazz him up, because he's now got to do his catwalk, his supermodel look. So with a Persian, we're going to use a comb like this is perfect for a Persian. You're just going to very gently bring this up, and you would go all the way down his body, but there is nothing for me to improve on this grooming. And with the face, we want to pull this up and just lift this. And I'm holding my hand with the front head. I'm just very gently teasing this up. So we get to see the full coat and the glamour. When it comes to the tail, Persians have a very little tail, have a very short tail. So when it comes to the tail, good boy. He's going as low as he can. So when we go to the tail, you're going to hold the tail like this. Thumb on the top, fingers on the bottom. You're going to hold the tail and you're going to break it into sections and go down. Start at the top Work your way down towards the bottom. And then you're just going to give that a little shake until it looks like, can you see a little Christmas tree there? We'd brush all this forward. Candice, can I ask you to lift him up now just to see the coat? I want you to see all this beautiful coat. There we go. That's perfect, thank you. And we've groomed you. And with our Sphinx, we're going to clean around the eyes. Clean, hello, it's okay. I know. How are you? Are you cold? Did Mummy not give you your... Yes. She feels like a hot water bottle and she is purring so loud. So a chicken nugget is her name, isn't it? Chicken nuggets are great. I love chicken nuggets. Look at the head going up. I'm loving that. I'm loving life. So again, with the Sphinx, just a weekly bath, clean around the eyes. When you're doing the eyes, inside out. Wipe inside out, inside out. Clean cotton bud for each eye. The ear, you're going to fold back gently. You're going to gently clean inside the ear. Do not go down inside the ear canal. Do not put a cotton bud down inside the ear canal. And our lovely short-haired friend, we would get our rubber gloves, start with the head and gently go down. And he's got the most spectacular rings on his tail. I don't know if you can see. Beautiful rings on the tail. 4 magnificent cats. I have got some volunteers in the audience that I asked them, would they like to come and give their cat a rosette? So where are my volunteers? I can see one here, I can see one there. Right, so do you want to come up? Come up. So, oh, you're holding that rosette, so proud. So would you like to come up first and give your rosette to the cat of your choice? Who are you going to pick? Very difficult decision. It's very difficult, yes. I sometimes think the same myself. I think we need a decision though. Who are you going for? There you go. Come up and give the rosette. Round of applause for this young man. Okay, who's next? You're next. Do you want to pick a cat you want to give your rosette to? You can't give it to the same one though, that's the only thing. Oh, look at that. Round of applause for our volunteer, thank you. And who do you want to pick? There you go, up you come. And can I hold you up for a minute? Do you want to give one to our naked friend? Because he'll feel a bit left out. Thank you very much. I am going to be around in speaker corner later. We will open for some question and answers. I can take some question and answers now, but before I do that, I think the cats have been amazing. So can we ask them to have a big round of applause so they can go back into their home? Thank you. So our cats can go back. Thank you. I have got a microphone. I've got the very glamorous Louise here that will come and get you. If you put your hand up, then I can answer any quick questions you might have. There we go, back. Do you want to ask a question? Oh.
Hi. I just wanted to know around cutting nails, really, because all 6 of mine go, no thank you.
For the nails?
Yeah.
This is going to sound really stupid. Have you tried Licky Licks on your head and do one paw? Try Licky Licks on your forehead, spread a bit on, get one paw and clip. More Licky Licks, next claw, clip. May take you a couple of times to get through it, but reward is the biggest thing when it comes to nails. And you just want to push the end of the nail out so you don't cut where it's red, just at the very, very tip. And one thing to remember about clipping claws is if you've got a cat with really long claws, the quick grows down. But as you cut a small amount each week, the quick will actually grow back. So you will end up with a shorter nail. You've just got to groom it accordingly. We've got a little girl there that wanted to ask. Did you want to ask a question? We've got a microphone coming to you. Louise, the beautiful girl with the little bows in her hair. Or her mother.
I've got a cat grooming salon in Swansea. I do it for a living. One of my main problems is the cats just want to lie down. They do not want to stand to trim underneath and clip underneath. Have you got any help on the cats that sort of just go flat and won't stand up because it's just me holding them and grooming them?
I know. The best way to do that, actually, if they do you mean they go flat out? The best way to do that is to actually flip them over. So you have your hand under their head and their neck, and you're going to tilt it over, and they're going to go on their back, and then you rest your hand on the side of the cat and down, so your legs come down. Then you've got one hand free to go under. But you'd have to try a number of ways. It could be a two-person job. Somebody with licky licks, you turn it over, do a bit, more licky licks, flip it over the other side like a pancake, and just take it and turn so they're not on one side. Cat's natural reaction is to go so they feel safe, yeah. Any other questions? Oh.
What do you do if you can't get the knot out?
That's the most sensible question. I would say if you've tried to get a knot out and you've tried to separate the knot, and you can separate the knot with the end of the comb just to split it, and what you do is you hold the knot near the skin, and then so you've got tension there, and then you use the very end of the comb on the bit that there's no tension on to split it. You need to split the knot first before you remove it, and then you can tease it. If all else is failing and you cannot get knots out of your cat, take it from somebody that's been with cats for 30 years. Take it to a groomer's, but make sure the groomers are specialist cat groomers and they are used to grooming cats. Or you could also, I always advise also to take it to the vet and get a nurse to do it, because some cats do need sedating, and there's more stress and anxiety can be caused by you trying to do it yourself. And also cats behave differently, so a cat may know that it's not going to behave for you, but somebody completely different could try and groom that cat and have a completely different result. Does that make sense? Brilliant question, I love that. One more question, anyone? No? Can I say a massive thank you for coming to support? This is the first time this event has happened. It started as a dream by the two founders many years ago, Sam Marsh MP, and they've put their heart and soul into this, and it's not possible without the cat or without your support. So a massive thank you from all of the team at Cat Show Live for coming to see us today, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you. I am in Speaker's Corner, so feel free to drop by and ask me any other questions you like. Thank you.